This is the second video to section 3.2, and we'll be discussing mutually exclusive events. Two events are mutually exclusive if they cannot occur at the same time. In other words, the probability of both A and B happening at the same time is 0. If it is not known whether A and B are mutually exclusive, assume they are not until you can show otherwise. Take a look at example 6. We're going to flip 2 fair coins, and we're going to examine whether each coin lands with heads or tails facing up. Go ahead and write down the sample space. We'll have 2 heads, a head and a tail and a head, or 2 tails. Now, let's find the probabilities of the events listed below. We're going to let F equal the event of getting at most 1 tail. So in other words, 0 or 1 tail. So let's count how many times we have 0 or 1 tail. Here we have 1, here we have 2, and here we have 3. So the probability of F will be 3 out of 4. Let G equal the event of getting 2 faces that are the same. Well, let's look at our sample space and see how often this occurs. When we have 2 heads and when we have 2 tails. So that happens twice. So the probability of G would be 2 out of a total of 4. For letter D, we're going to let the event H be getting a head on the first flip, followed by a head or a tail on the second flip. If we were to draw the sample space for this event, we would get as our sample space. And since there are 2 outcomes in H, the probability of H will be 2 over 4. Are F and G mutually exclusive? Let's remember, F is the event of getting at most 1 tail, whereas G is the event of getting 2 faces that are the same. Mutually exclusive means that these events cannot occur at the same time. So are F and G mutually exclusive? Notice that F has a head in it, and G has a head as well in it. So that means these are not mutually exclusive. They can occur at the same time. And we can show this mathematically by the probability of F and G. It's not equal to 0. Let J be the event of getting all tails. Are J and H mutually exclusive? So once again, J is getting all tails, whereas H, here's our sample space for H. So are these mutually exclusive? Since J is the event of getting all tails, then J is mutually exclusive to H, because in H we have to have at least 1 tail. And let's move on to the next page. And we'll take a look at example 7. We're going to let event C be taking an English class, whereas D will be taking a speech class. The probability of taking the English class is 0.75, and the probability of taking the speech class is 0.3. The probability you will take an English class given that you are already taking a speech class is 0.75. The probability that you are taking an English class and a speech class is 0.225. Now, we're asked, are C and D independent? Recall, if we have the probability of C given D equals the probability of C, that means we do have independent events, because the probability of C does equal the probability of C given D. For letter B, are C and D mutually exclusive? And in order to be mutually exclusive, the probability of C and D must equal 0. And they do not equal 0 here. So they are not mutually exclusive. For letter D, we're asked, what is the probability of taking a speech class given that you're already taking an English class? Let's recall this formula, and we notice that the probability of C and D is 0.225, and the probability of C is 0.75. So the probability of taking a speech class, given that you already are taking the English class, is 0.3, 3 out of 10. Take a moment to pause the video and read example 8. When you're finished reading the example, we're asked, are the events of being female and having long hair independent? So what we need to do here is to check whether the probability of being female and having long hair is the same as the probability of being female times the probability of having long hair. We are given that the probability of being female and having long hair is 0.45. But the probability of being female, which is 0.60, and the probability of having long hair, which is 0.50, is 0.30. So these two probabilities are not equal to each other, and therefore the events are not independent. That's the end of the second video to section 3.2. That was a bit of a tricky section. I hope you found this video helpful.